In this lesson, we are going to learn how to install IntelliJ. In order to do that, open your favorite browser and go to Google. Here, you just have to type IntelliJ. We are going to click the download button. And in here, right now we are going to select Linux and we are going to click download in the community edition. We select the place we want to save it. Well, I have already downloaded the file and the only thing missing is installing it. In order to install it, you will have to extract it. You can extract it in whatever way you want. You can use the command line interface if you feel more comfortable with that, but I am going to use the graphical user interface. Specifically, I am going to use Nautilus. In order to do it with Nautilus, just right-click over it and extract here. It doesn't take so long, it will depend on which machine you have, but I am installing it in Docker and it doesn't take so long. It has already been extracted. Navigate inside the directory, go to the bin directory, and you have to execute this file in here. Specifically this file, we are going to execute it using the command line interface. So in order to do that, it depends on which version of Nautilus you have, but you can do that by right-clicking over an empty space, and maybe you will have an entry here that says open in terminal. So once it is opened in a terminal, just execute it. If you don't know how to execute it from there, you will see it later, just in a minute. If you can't do it that way, you can hit Ctrl L and the path is going to be selected and you can copy it from here. I can't do either way because I'm using Docker and that functionality of copying is not enabled. So I'm going to navigate through it in the terminal. In order to execute it, you can do it this way. The first thing we see is a pop-up saying if we want to import settings from other installations. We don't have other installations, so we don't want to import settings. The license. We don't want to send statistics. I will just skip the remaining configurations and I am going to set the defaults, but I prefer light background. Here we are in the initial splash screen. We are going to create a project just to see that everything worked fine. We are going to create a Maven project, and as you can see in here, we are going to use Java 11. We didn't install anything about Java, so it comes bundled with IntelliJ. Going to run introduction. Just hit finish. This window is important because it shows you tips at the very beginning, so you shouldn't disable it. I am going to disable it, but you shouldn't. It is now indexing, so you will have to wait for IntelliJ to do that, because until it finishes, directories won't be marked in the proper way. For example, this should be a source directory containing sources, but it's not marked as so because it is indexing here. Okay, it has already finished, so we are going to create a new class called main we are going to create a main function inside it. And we are going to just print hello world to my students. We are going to execute it. So run. I know why it's downloading so many things. Well, okay, so I get an error about using a Java version 5 that is not supported. I don't know why it comes like that, but we are going to solve it. If we go to File, Settings, and search for Java compiler. But here in Project Bytecode version, we should use the 8th one. I'm going to run it again. And here we are. The program has been executed and IntelliJ is already installed.